Good morning, besties. How are y'all doing today? It is a beautiful Thursday morning, and I have nowhere to go. I'm waiting all night long. I have been searching and finding out which is the safest car, which is a reliable car. You know, what does this mean? What does that mean? And I think I've narrowed it down to six cars. A Subaru because they're so safe. A Cadillac, because this is classy as heck. An Alexa and a Lexus. Goodness, a Lexus, a Mazda 6, and I think that's it. So I've narrowed it down to those. I'm really leaning over to Lexus. I love the inside of these that I've been looking at. So I don't know. I'll let y'all know when I've decided. I came on here last time and I was talking about my ex-husband. We're going to name him German. And German was this really nice man that I had became dependent on through stress and all the things that I was going through. My sons were teenagers and I was getting it left and right. But first we had a very long distance relationship. You know, the reason I would talk to him was because I just didn't want to be in a relationship. And so he was something safe, something that I was used to, that I talked to, and that would be safe, you know. So that was this, guys. This is so sparkly and it smells so good. And since my chest and stuff is almost out, I wanted to put that on. But he was, a safe person for me to deal with. And I spent all the times I wasn't busy talking to him. I mean, when they say long distance relationships, I was in it. And I would go visit him on the weekends, or he would come and visit me, and it was really nice. I thought I had got to know him, and I wanted to try something different from all the relationships that I had. And it turned out that I really didn't. In hindsight, I know that. But we would have so much fun. It was no holds bar. We just did our thing, and I enjoyed it because I was by myself by choice for a long time. I live in this college town, and the men that are still here, not all of them is for the picking, as they say. And I want someone. I love a variety of music. I love poetry. I love the deep conversations. I love romance, all those things. And these guys, I don't want to downplay nobody, but they are not what I personally am looking for. And I've been divorced for over 2 years. No, February will be 2 years. And I had to take those first 2 years for my healing process. I needed to heal from the hurt, the crying all night, not being able to sleep, waking up with pains in my stomach and my heart. You know, I never had a relationship with anyone that I couldn't go back and be friends with. And maybe that's, silly concept. But I don't want an enemy. I think that if you've cared for somebody, I feel you can lose love if you don't really work on it. You lose attraction if you don't really work on it. People change every day. People get sick. People lose limbs. All of those things. But if you have this friendship, if that person's your best friend, you will always be friends throughout all. So what kind of hit me really, really hard is that we weren't friends anymore. And then of course, me being a woman, the envy. My what is it? I don't know the word I'm trying to think of, but it got to me that she won. Or at least, that's how it feels. I continuously tell myself, well, you're the one that left. You're the one that put him out. You're the one that told him to go back to her. But it's like, but he left. He started the divorce. He got in another relationship immediately. We have a visitor. She wants me to put on her earrings. Her little earrings. Say hello into the camera. Say hello, camera. That's the camera right there. You don't want it on? You want me to put it on? No. Okay. You want perfume? I'll do it. You're making a big mess. That's not perfume. That's oil. Yes, that's shimmering oil. You want shimmering oil?
Yeah.
Okay. There, so on that arm. And then it's that arm. Okay, Miss Shimmer. So, she came all the way back in here. Just to go all the way back. But anyway, it was, the fact that that was the ultimate betrayal for me. You did some pillow talking. You did a lot and showed me that our friendship didn't mean anything. Our whole relationship was a lie. I did learn that. I'm not putting all of it on him because after my mother's death, I went through it and I became very engulfed in religion, and he was not religious, but he was very malleable, and I was able to mold him into what I wanted. So we'd go and do our services 2-3 times. We'd have study. It was a lot. And hindsight, I see that not only did he do things that was the demise of the marriage, but I did things too. A few of his friends moved down to the town that I live in, and he started hanging out with them, and he was like, well, babe, you can me, his girlfriend, and us, we can go out and go to the movies, go bowling, we go wherever. And I didn't like these people. I didn't like them, not because I met them, but because they drank and they did this. They were not what I was used to. And I didn't even try. And this man is a total extrovert. So that was my issues. But a lot of my insecurity came from the fact that my husband, I would get dressed up. I'd have my, as I called it, my poker heels. And I'd put them suckers on, and I had to be like, babe, how do I look? You know, I'm not used to that. I was my ex-husband before him. He would always tell me how I looked, and you know, you're beautiful, blah blah blah. And I don't think I had that in myself enough to be able not to hear it from him. And our love languages, he would put on airs of what he had and where he was. He'd see this really nice car, he'd stand in front of it to take a picture and talk and posting absurd things, and I'm like, you're older than me, what's up? Why you have to prove something to these people? So we were completely different. And though I think I have gotten over it, every now and then something will cause a little bit of pain. You know, last year, a show that we were watching, we had ended, and I was like, oh, they need to make a part with this person, you know, a spinoff. And then it happened last year, and I was like, oh, I wanted to talk to him about it so bad, but we can't even do that. You know, things that got so messy. But I do agree with my decision to leave the situation. And then when we tried to get back together that week, to tell him I couldn't deal with it because he left me, and we were separated. We weren't in a relationship, so I can't say he cheated on me with this person. Other people, yes. This person, maybe not. So, he met her, and she found me on Facebook, and she got in touch with me, and was like, are you his wife? And I was like, yes. She's like, are y'all together? I said, no. Not thinking that this woman to woman talk was going to be, let me gather all my information so that I can win. But so she saw me, and she saw another woman. Well, I knew that he was dating this other woman, and I didn't know about her. So she was telling me how he was getting money from her and spending it on the other woman. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know, and I started letting my loose lips sink ships. I told her all this stuff, and she knew all of this, and he felt betrayed by me. And he eventually, the other lady said, I don't have time for this, because she called the other lady as well. And she bowed out gracefully. And I was like, okay, you found somebody, cool. But he was still gaslighting me, still trying to love bomb me and everything. And that's when he left her and told me he wanted to come home. But he was talking on the phone with her and everything, and I just said, no, I'm not going to deal with that. I deserve better. You know, in the very beginning, he had told me his story, how his ex-wife and his baby mama had cheated on him, and he caught both of them, and how broken he was. And I'm like, I will never, no, I'll never do that to you. And he did it to me. But so he came back down here, and he, for a couple of days, was the person that I missed. And then I found out that she had got in touch with him through her Cash App. So he had changed his number. She didn't have the number. And she was sending like $1 with a memo message. And I was like, whoa. So then finally he gave her, which wasn't long because he was only here 3 days. So he gave her his number, and they was communicating. And I found out, and like I said, I told him he had to leave. And then he went back to her. And from my understanding, he is still with her. He would tell me, you know, I have to get in contact with her. She got all my this and all my that, furniture, and she would send him money. I mean, money. I'm kind of like, sis, you got a brother? Damn. But anyway, you know, he went back to her. And my ego, that's the word I was looking for. My ego was hit hard. And I guess she won. If they're still together, I don't know. But I had to tell myself, because at first I would look at the videos and I'm like, oh my God. But this woman has set a precedence. She found out that he was dating someone else using her money, and she accepted him back. He came back home to me and she accepted him back, paid for him to come back to where she lived. So I don't know what she's doing now, but I don't think a person like that is going to change, especially if you already have set that precedence. And if he has, I'm not a big enough person yet to say I'm happy for him. I still, yeah, I'm not there yet. Hopefully one day I will be. But I just remind myself that I love myself enough that I don't need nothing like that in my life. And what I'm looking for now that I'm finally getting back out there, meaning from the accident, being able to, you know, go and buy in my vehicle and everything, and I made my plans to go this way and that, and I'm starting my business and all. I'm ready. I'm excited. That is to just tell everybody, you can be knocked all the way down and you don't think that you can get back up, but sis, you can. Bruh, you can. King, queens, y'all can. All right, well, thank you for listening to part of my story, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. I love you, besties, and I'll see you next week. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you can push out my content and we can start helping one another.